So it is very cold, wet, and rainy here in Jacksonville. So what better way to spend a day creating than to make a very moody song that reflects the weather right now. I've had this chord progression in my head for quite some time now. Definitely, again, focusing on the rubber bridge sound, which is kind of like the overall theme to my album, which if you don't know, this current video series, I'm working on my album called Good Things Take Time. But the riff that I've had in my head for quite some time now is sort of like a folky Americana. So let's pull up Logic and see what we come up with. So this riff idea came to me when I was on a walk the other day, but my guitar is tuned down a whole step. So you get this really gnarly sound out of it. But the riff is... And I thought as well, like in the choruses, that F shape to a C. Something like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna run through the entire song. I'm just gonna hum like a melody over it, and I'm gonna use this as my scratch track, and then I'll just base the rest of the song off of the scratch track. So yeah, I want to keep the melody just very simple. I'm kind of going for like a Bon Iver, Gigi, Perez. Just like the guitars are going to be purposely kind of messy, and the song is going to feel just like a bunch of people with guitars sitting around a campfire, just enjoying it, I guess. So now I'm going to double track the rubber bridge guitars left and right, and I think it's just going to be a really cool sound. Just being indie, just being weird with it. So I live across the street from railroad tracks, and I'm pretty sure that you could hear the train in the last little bit. I'm gonna leave it in, I think it's okay. So I think I'm gonna add, just where it sort of starts to pick up, add some kind of doubles, but are somewhere else on the neck. Ooh, that would be interesting to do. I think I'm gonna add these to the other chorus as well, but just very light. Yeah, kind of like that. That's pretty cool. All right, so now I'm gonna switch out this guitar with probably one of my Martins. All right, and the purpose of this as well, my mic position is just randomly back. I'm not trying to get like a really clear guitar sound here. I'm purposely pushing the microphone back where it just sounds like this guitar is in the room. So it may not end up sounding good. It could sound good. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I think I'm gonna add another kind of that pluggy guitar, but with this now, just to layer it a little bit. And for this, I think I am gonna get the microphone a little closer just to get more detail. All right, so I think now just to add a little bit of a sense of rhythm, I'm gonna add like a kick and a tambourine. I don't want to fall victim to sounding like every folk song from like the mid 2010s. There definitely won't be any in this song. So I have to be very selective about the sounds that I pick. I want this song to be able to hold up in really any context and any time. So I'm gonna use something from the indie folk expansion pack from Easy Drummer. I don't know if I'm really falling in love with this kick drum sound, but let's just try it. I don't think I want drums until the second verse as well, so that's where I'm gonna pick it up from. I was just messing around in between takes and just opened up the default of the custom shop expansion pack. I think that's actually what I'm gonna end up going with. It's just so much more natural sounding. So let's just see how that is. Oh no. So I didn't realize how out of time my playing was. There's probably some of you watching this who are like, yeah, we noticed it the whole time. But I genuinely did not notice. So what I'm gonna end up doing is record the drums as much as I can while keeping time on the drums. And then I'm gonna have to go back and re-record all of the guitars, which normally I think is a pretty frustrating thing. But I'm a firm believer as well is if you have to redo something, there's probably a better reason for it. You probably can do it better the next time. So I'm not gonna stress about it. I am gonna finish recording the drums. I probably won't re-record the guitars today. I'll save that for tomorrow. So I'll finish up today with just doing the drums. So right now we are putting together a really fun challenge for our students in our academy, which if you don't know what I do outside of these production videos, I help run an academy that teaches musicians a new way of making a living with their music. And that is for making custom bespoke music for big brand campaigns. This isn't anything like sync licensing, which you might be familiar with. No shade to sync at all. There's a lot of musicians who do make a really good living out of that, but it is kind of like playing the lottery, meaning that you're just creating a handful of tracks and you're hoping for something to be picked. Whereas with my world, it's about making a connection with a music production company and then working with a producer on composing a track from scratch for a brand campaign. But right now we are working on a scoring challenge for our students to where over 3 days, they'll have 3 different briefs and it'll be like a high intensity workshop, kind of simulating what our industry is like. So we are very excited about that. And if you want to learn more about our world, go to makingmusicforbrands.com where we have a free 1-hour training where we pretty much go over everything in the industry. So I'm gonna get back to work, put on some lo-fi music, enjoy the rain, and I'll see you guys when I see you. So it is the next day. I went ahead and re-recorded all of the guitars. In my opinion, they are much better. I was much more thoughtful as well about the positioning of the microphone because a main principle that I believe with when making music, especially as a producer, is to think, create, and record as if mixing was not a thing. Meaning that when you set up your microphone to record an acoustic guitar, be very purposeful about where you're putting that microphone and not just sticking it in front of your guitar. Because I think that the sound that I re-recorded is much better than it was yesterday. Like I'm listening to it and I'm like, I don't really think that there's that many plugins that I need to put on it. So I'm much more happy with how the production came out. In today's session, I want to capture the bass and maybe some ambiance. There's not a lot of production that I really want in this song in general. I really think that this is going to be a less is more approach. So I'm just gonna start with layering a bass. Oh, and real quick as well, something that really helped me throughout the process, I went ahead and laid drums out through the entire song just to better keep my time. I may end up taking them out. I kind of like them being left throughout the song, so I'm not too sure yet. I'm just gonna leave them from now. So for the bass, since there's not really a lot going on. Like I don't want any crazy bass runs. Like the focus should be on the guitars. So I'm just gonna use this VST, which is the Vintage Soul preset in Logic, and I think it sounds pretty good. So I'm not gonna make any adjustments right now. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. All right, so I want to add some, I guess, cinematic textures. And for that, I'm going to be using Labs by Spitfire Audio. And I pay for Labs Plus, which you get like a ton more sounds in it. There's a free version of Labs as well, but I do recommend upgrading. All right, so let's see what we got in here. Hey, no. The mailman? He's barking at the mailman. Yeah, go get the mail. Make yourself useful. This might be kind of a cool little texture to layer in the background, but I can easily see it be too much. So let's just see what we can do with it. That was kind of cool. So now I just got to figure out what to do in all these other parts essentially. My dog just farted and it distracted me so much that I forgot what notes I'm playing. I'm not even joking with you right now. Dude, look at him. He's a monster, I'm telling you. I kind of just want to see what other elements are popping out. I don't really have an agenda with what I want things to sound like. Maybe we could just do that. I'm trying to remember what the original melody that I sang is. That's it. Let's see what we could do with that little high melody there. So now I should find something else to match that melody. And I'm just gonna look for one more element. Again, I don't really know what. Maybe just some kind of like overall pad. That would be really cool if it sounds right leading in to when everything picks up. So right here. That's so cool. Oh, that was exactly what I was hoping it would do. Okay, so I have a couple more things to work on before my day is over. Again, I'll come back to this project tomorrow, and that'll probably be the last step, to be honest, because I think what I want to add are just some background electric guitars, and then I have to write the song and record the vocals, and then I feel like it's pretty much done. My wife and I just came back from getting some coffee this morning. She's out at a hair appointment, so you know what that means. Wife gone, time to make some music. I think a couple days ago I mentioned there's not really much left to do on this project other than some additional layers, and then of course doing vocals and actually writing the song. I don't feel like I can necessarily just jump in with vocals and writing, so I'm gonna start with my layers just to kind of get re-familiar, because it has been a couple days since I've opened this project. So I think the first thing that I'm gonna change is this drum sound and pattern. It is very organic, but I kind of want it to feel more electronic. I don't know if this is gonna be the right move. I guess not electronic. It's more so, I want elements that aren't obviously a kick and a hi-hat. I want elements that give off that sense of rhythm. I'm gonna open up the OPW from Spitfire Audio. There's a really cool percussive hits, but it's got all these sounds in it. I know there's kicks somewhere in here. There they are. I'm gonna use this sound as my kick drum, and then I'll find something else to layer over top of it. All right, so now I wanna find some kind of topper element. So I'm looking for something to replace that hi-hat sound. I think it can sound cooler. I'm gonna turn up the reverb and then just focus on the mid presence. That's really cool. I like that a lot. So I just went absolutely zero dark 30 and just focused on this other kick sound I was hearing. Cause I'm like, I turned off the acoustic kick, and yet I'm hearing this acoustic kick and I can't figure out where it's coming from. Turns out it's this piano right here. It's the sound of the hammers, so I gotta turn that down. But yeah, I was like going crazy. I'm like, where's this other kick drum? And I think I'm also going to add just some more percussive layers. Holy crap, that sounds so cool. That just brought the song into a completely different direction. I'm gonna see if I could find like just a really deep sub bass that we can throw some distortion and probably some chorus on. Let's just see how it sounds. It might be a little too intense, but let's just try. I want to like it because it is really cool and it stands out. I think it's a little too heavy for the vibe that we're going for. So let's go ahead and look for another one. Perfect. That is exactly what I needed. Maybe with some more distortion. Oh yeah. You know, if you put some reverb on this and tune it up really high, do you guys remember Congratulations by Post Malone? That's such a cool sound. I gotta remember this patch. This is a really cool one. All right, I think I need to add just a couple of electric guitars to fill the space a little more than what's there already. I'll probably use this Epiphone Dot here. Fun fact, did you guys know that it's supposed to snow here next week? I'm in Northeast Florida. That is crazy. Okay, I think that's pretty good. All right, so I've written a chorus, and I feel like once I get over this chorus, the rest of the lyrics will come more naturally, and let's just see how it goes.
This world has taken a toll on me. Where is the world that I used to see? Full of color, shape, and sound. Never was lost, but never felt found.
Okay, I think I got the words. So I'm going to do some vocal production, see how the rest of the song is, and I think we're pretty close to being done.
And I'm losing track of time. Was a kid just yesterday, and I'm questioning my life, 'cause there's bills I gotta pay, and I'm wondering if living is the same as just not dying, when it's the only one we're given. So you're damned for just not trying.
All right, so I think I am done with the song. I'm gonna do a rough mix and master of this. If you want to see a full detailed production breakdown of pretty much everything I'm about to do to this song with mixing, I do encourage you to sign up for my Creator Kitchen. It is my monthly YouTube membership, where with every production video, there will be a detailed mix breakdown that talks about every single plugin, every single choice that was made in the song. So I do hope that you consider becoming a member. So like I said, I'm gonna mix this, and then we're gonna listen to the final result. All right, so let's go ahead and take a listen of a rough mix to the song.
This world has taken a toll on me. Where is the world that I used to see? Full of color, shape, and sound. Never was lost, but never felt found. And I'm losing track of time. Was a kid just yesterday, and I'm questioning my life, 'cause there's bills I gotta pay, and I'm wondering if living is the same as just not dying, when it's the only one we're given. So you're damned for just not trying. This world is full of give and take. It's just not our choice to make. They always say good things take time, just if you're willing to wait in line. But I'm losing track of time. Was a kid just yesterday, and now I'm questioning my life, 'cause there's bills I gotta pay, and I'm wondering if living is the same as just not dying, when it's the only one we're given. So you're damned for just not trying.
So a couple of things just listening back to that. One, I am insanely proud of this song. It definitely sounds like a negative doom and gloom song, but I feel like it's more just about acknowledging the truths in life, I guess. So I don't know. I feel very proud of this. I feel like I'm starting to get back into the rhythm of songwriting and the actual art of songwriting. Now, from a production standpoint, I think there are a couple things I want to change. Like, I think there needs to be a much better transition from that second chorus into the big part, whether it's like a cymbal swell or just some kind of effect that gets us from point A to point B. And then at the very end, when it's just the quiet guitars, I think I should add some kind of vocal there and just leave like a line on a quiet note. So I'll probably end up going back and adding that at some later point. But I do want to get this video wrapped up because the song is at a point where I'm proud of it. I think it's a really good polished demo that I could just expand on a little bit. Oh, and one more thing before we go. It'll most likely be out next week, but I ended up putting a full MIDI drum workshop together. I originally intended just to put a like 2-hour video together, but it ended up being like a full-blown course, and I'm super proud of it as far as like the production quality, and I feel like there's a lot of value to it as well. It's probably the number one thing that I get asked about as well, so I'm really trying to teach everything that I know. So for the first week and for the first week only, I'm gonna be selling it at 50% off, and then after that, it's gonna go to full price. So if you wanna be on the waiting list for the MIDI drum shop, so you can be the first to take advantage of the 50% off, there will be a link in the description for a page that you can sign up, and then as soon as it is released, you'll be the first to know. So thank you guys so much again for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.